pool. He said yes. Okay. All right. So that's it, Rich. My guest postponed on me just in the last second. So I'm trying to get somebody else.
So our poll this morning: do you think that the new Tobago election should be called in light of the mass resignations from the PDP? And of course, these are members of the executive of the THA. So we had 25 people voting on the poll this morning. Of the 25 people voting in the allotted time, 17 of you said yes, new election should be called. 8 of you said no, you do not think new elections should be called.
All right.
Of course, you can continue to vote on the poll throughout the day, through all programming, and we'll give it final results tomorrow morning, which will be Wednesday, midweek already. Would you believe it?
Yeah.
So, yep.
All right. Well, let's hear what you have to say by the time I get another guest online.
Yeah, so we can take some of your calls in the interim at 222-TALK, 222-8255. North Americans, 866-525-1099. We're taking some of your calls at this point. What do you think? Of course, as Paul and I would have been discussing it, it becomes an ethical issue of whether you think you need to have your mandate renewed vis-a-vis political strategy. Do you think that you need to serve at least part of your term, if not the whole term, to prove that you are the best group until you have coalesced into an identifiable party, which I assume is going to be the next step, that you as a group are the best to, in fact, transform and lead Tobago over the next, what is it 3 years for the Tobago elections? 3 or 4 years? I can't remember. So that would be the issue. And I think that's the issue that those members are now going to have to debate. Should we make the decision to refresh the mandate, or should we say, look, we are validly elected, there is no constitutional requirement for us to actually call the election at this point? You could take the position, let Watson beat up like a goldfish out of water. And I'm sure there is a more colorful Tobago expression.
I'm sure there is.
Let him beat up like a flying fish without wings.
Mm-hmm.
And I try my best, Destiny.
I know you did. You did well, though. You did well. I should say
I'm
that
sure
we will have
a more colorful expression.
we'll ask someone. I should add that we'll have Dr. Varnish
And that Watson Duke, let Watson Duke beat up, and
Goldfish
you're
or
there for the
gold.
next 3-4 years. So it's a choice that they will have to make, and they'll decide. Of course, if the electorate clamors, which I think is where Watson Duke is going to go, he's going to try and have the electorate clamor for a re-election. I don't know how successful he will be, because, of course, this entire fiasco has been initiated, in a sense, by his actions with regard, and it all started off with that group that went to Tobago, from Tobago, that went to New York.
I think it was going before that. That the one that went public.
Right, well, that's the one that motivated the optics to where we are now.
I feel it was going before that. From the day after the election was won, and it started to decide who was going to do what, it started to have some confusion.
Yeah.
And it will continue to have confusion. So what's new? Can't think about that. But I'm not surprised, quite frankly, as to any of this. As a matter of fact, there were bets as to how long it would be before they started to fall apart. But we'll see how it goes.
Yep, how it all plays out.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, But it's quite unfortunate because, I mean, I think Tobagonians were looking forward to some sort of, with a lot of hope and anticipation after some changes in the way Tobago has been governed and the outcomes of same, which, given the amount of rancor and confusion, I don't know that they're going to get a lot of anything done. And it is quite a...
Do you think it injures brand or damages, I suppose is a more appropriate adjective, does it damage brand Watson Duke?
Anything that damage brand Watson Duke more?
Well, he has a brand.
He has a brand, but I mean, the people who are accept him with the brand as is. I don't think it damages brand Watson Duke. I think it damages brand Farley. I think Watson Duke supporters who are with him now, who have stayed with him through the debacles of PSA and whatever charges, etc., believe in Watson Duke. And he has quite a few people who believe in him. But I think, and his brand is not necessarily one that's based on this squeaky clean image and politically correct image, you understand? It's based on bravado and showmanship and that sort of stuff. Brand Farley Augustine is based on squeaky clean morals, high integrity, etc. You understand? And organization and with structure. So I think this continued the imbroglio. The Tobago thing damaged brand Farley, and now this is damaging brand Farley again, because you starting basically at the embryonic stage of his political career and has to navigate some really difficult waters. But as I said quite earlier on, I don't know why or if he thought it was ever going to be an easy ride with someone like Watson Duke. If you yourself, talking about Farley here, had aspirations for leadership and not second place. Because if you understand Watson Duke, you will know that you cannot be a leader alongside Watson Duke. Watson's personality is, I have to be the leader and you will follow me. So if you have similar aspirations, it's never going to work. You used the right phrase earlier on, to Borat.
Mm-hmm.
So it was always going to come down to this. And again, the political lesson is be careful whom you hitch your horse, your wagon to. But then,
because I think if you call an election, I mean, I have no data and I don't know if any polling was done, but any early election is going to play into the hands of the People's National Movement.
Absolutely. I think what is going to happen is that, and this is just my reading of this scenario, is that Tobagonians will realize these people are ready. They're barely in power a year, and all fall down already. And there was an overwhelming victory, but a large part of the rationale for the victory is that, from what I heard on the ground in Tobago, people weren't happy with Tracy Davis and Celestine leading the PNM at that time. They told the PNM leadership that, and they were ignored. And Tobago sent a message that you will not give us who you want. We will choose someone else to show you. We will not take who you shoved down with throat. And now that scenario may change with the PNM offering a different kind of state in Tobago against the backdrop of this confusion and the PDP / whatever Farley and they choose to call themselves going into the future, which will split their possible votes and consolidate the PNM votes under them again. It's not going to be a landslide victory on any side, either side, I think, but it certainly will not be 14-1 anymore. I think any scenario will play to the PNM at this point. And as you said earlier on, they have a chance to prove they could do nothing but fight and end up in Bacchanal. For the entire tenure, though short it has been embroiled in controversy, Bacchanal and tenure and confusion. That's what the whole tenure has been characterized by.
Which is why I'm suggesting that the political strategic move, if they're thinking that way, is to hold on.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said earlier on, survival political survival, and they're under no constitutional or legal obligation to call an election now. None. So it's up to Watson Duke and or Ansel Dennis and / the PNM to try to agitate a movement to, I can't say force, but compel the chief secretary to feel that, well, I do have a mandate, which is to me near impossible, because he could say, I feel I have a mandate, and you have no way of proving otherwise. You understand?
Yeah.
To stay in power until the election is due in is it 2 years or 3 years?
That's what I'm not sure of. I don't know if it's.
That's what Richard was asking earlier on.
I wasn't sure whether a Tobago House of Assembly
I think
term
it's 3 years.
is 3 or 4 years. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. You see, it's shrunk so damn much in the past, like who choose to hold it when you can't be sure. I think it's constitutional. I do every 3 years, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. And 2 years off is a very short time, because the last year is going to be campaigning, and Watson is sitting down on his hands, and the PNM is not going to be sitting on their hands to make things easier for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have two significant forces against you, as somebody told me 4 years, right? So it's 4 years. Two serious political forces, one who knows all your secrets and your weaknesses, and the other one having a long history on the island. So, I mean, Dr. Rodney must be having a good cup of coffee and a breakfast this morning, saying, well, I just beat up Nunes to share and them. It's on, and then I get this news about Tobago, so I have a good breakfast this morning.
Having a very good breakfast.
Yeah. So yeah, today is a good day. In Shanali, change the tune and praising my local government ministry. The Customs and Excise put out a release saying that they're going to arrest people just now. Today's a good day, and it has sun. And there are no rain today, sun. Today's a good day. Your doctor already was, whoosh! I needed this today. Oh, thank you, Lord. Today's a good day. You understand? And Zena get a new blanket in the convention on Sunday. She get a brand new blanket.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So it's all good.
It's 4 years, Paul.
It's 4 years. Yeah, just really. Somebody says it's 4 years. Yeah, and which actually, now I will endorse what you said. Mr. Augustine is not going to call any election. In his mind, he has a legal mandate, a constitutional mandate for the next 3 years at least, to try and do some work and show Tobagonians that he can. But that's against the backdrop of funding from the central government. Not only funding, but funding and releases.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
That the people don't understand, you know. I could say anything in the budget, you know. It's when I decide to let you have it. And I ain't going to do you no favors. I ain't going to give you no excessive funding for you to show that you can do great things. When you call, I go say, well, let's see what we're going to do next week. Now, come right next week. We'll see what we're going to do. But that's how it actually operates. The budget projects what you are going to get. It is confirmed and approved, and then I give you when I have money or when I feel to give you. But then they can go and take some loans on their own. So the levels, what I am not sure of is the present configuration of the secretaries of the assembly. Are they all aligned to Mr. Augustine? Because when the votes come, that will matter. Because there are now 14 or a few secretaries well, and I'm not sure who's aligned to whom in terms of who is still in. I saw some resignations yesterday. How many resignations? Were there 14 resignations? And are those 14 the ones that are aligned to Mr. Augustine? Well, they're all secretaries in particular divisions of the assembly. Yeah, so the turmoil is not good for Tobago. Tobago has a lot of challenges, and this does not help bolster confidence in this iteration of the assembly in any way, form, or fashion?
Well, Farley Augustine, in replying to you, will say, will probably say that there is no confusion anymore. We have migrated from the PDP, we are in control of the THA, and we have a vision.
And I will say that's a delusional statement. That's not the perception of the public. Your tenure has been characterized by bacchanal, confusion, and
the perceptions of the public can change, and we will change it by the work we are going to do in transforming Tobago.
I find you should use your accent skills with there. You didn't use your accent skills well at all. If you're going to do it, do an accent. An accent.
I don't know how to mimic Farley's voice.
Yet. What we will tell you is that we will be working for the people, and I will not be distracted. We have indicated.
Close, you know, you had glimmers of it there, you know, Paul.
We have indicated that we are no longer a part of the PDP, and now we move forward in the interest of the people of Tobago. Is that close? You know,
it's not far removed.
Right? And I wish Mr. Duke all the best in the future. We are not confused at all. At all, we're not confused.
You're starting to drift you're drifting from Tobago into Wakanda a little bit now.
well, it's all from the same diaspora, my friend. All from the same diaspora, okay? We are Wakanda.
Oh, God. Anyway, we can take some of your calls.
Well, Steve can.
But people can start calling, and hopefully
he could not have gone to take his usual respite this hour. No.
I don't know. Because usually he would tell us something.
Yeah, he could not have thought it was a good time to go and take his respite. And he's the classic who go on for TT time and who go on for time, you understand? But he just disappeared. I always tell the gentleman, line up two guests, you know. He doesn't listen to me at all. You know? He puts all his eggs in one basket. Anyway, it is to me quite disheartening. The thing about it is that at the end of the day, it just seems that he's back. Tobago can't seem to cut a break with these scenarios and move forward. And the numbers are 222 talk.
Yeah, let's get your opinion. What do you think? You've heard the discussions this morning. 222 talk 222-8255. North Americans 866-525-1099. So taking some of your calls at this point. 222 talk 222-8255. North Americans 866-525-1099. What do you think about the entire issue and what's probably going through the minds of
Oregonians?
Farley Augustine specifically and Faith B. Israel.
I think also I saw what's doing a lot of working in Trinidad in the last couple of weeks and months. I much suspect he'll be refocusing his efforts to Tobago directly now, given this development.
All right, we do have a call, gentlemen.
Good morning, Pinal. You know, yeah, I think Duke got them there, and essentially they have dumped him, which is going to be a bad omen, for what is going to happen when the election comes around again. The PNM will grab back a lot of people, because I saw clips on television where people said, well, at least one lady, that we'll give them a try and we could always go back. So she's going back, right? And then Farley would have gained some support, because some people, he's a likable guy generally, and then he would have done some work, so some people will stay with him. But Duke is the backbone of the opposition to the PNM. So it's split three ways, right? And this just shows that not because you have a boundary around you that you can be an entity that governs itself. These people need help. You know, they need help. They need colonization or some kind of association with somebody that will impose some kind of discipline on them. Because clearly they don't have it. And they have been going for some time now.
Is colonization you just said there?
Hello?
It's colonization you said? I just want to be sure.
Yeah. Something that I'm just saying in terms of the discipline. I know colonization has a lot more than just discipline.
Well, you said colonization, eh? That's kind of frightening.
Yeah. I'm speaking of the discipline of it. You know, words can have so many,
Well, it means what it means.
Listen, when they had colonization, we didn't have this. Okay, so you may want to look at that too. Some people may do better under colonization. You know, I'm making the point they are unable to govern themselves. Are you satisfied that they can govern themselves, Paul?
Are we governing ourselves in Trinidad properly?
I am asking you if you think that they are showing any signs of ever being able to govern themselves.
I think it's a process toward governing oneself, and there are several benchmarks to decide whether or not we think they're governing themselves optimally. I think the same applies to Trinidad, but I will not err on the side of thinking they need a colonizer.
Okay, that would be a strong option, I think. But certainly they are failing again and again. And this, what they have done here, have set them on the course of failure for many cycles. Because none of the entities are going away. The PNM is not going away. Watson Duke is not going away. And Fally is the youngest of them all. And he clearly had this ambition a long time. So if this is how the chaotic way that Tobagonians are going to conduct themselves, you know, I say maybe they should consider being a colony of Trinidad at least. So let's hear what they have to say. You know, I'll hear. Thank you.
A colony of Trinidad, you say, you know?
We have calls. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Well done, Paul. Go to the head.
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, you know.
Well done.
I actually wonder what enters the minds of some people.
For you, and this is not the first
time. We want them to be a colony of Trinidad, you know.
This is the first time I've heard, not the first time I've heard Mr. Pina say it or refer to it, that we were better off during the colonization era. It's not the first time. So I'm glad that you picked up the word and you were able to call him out on it. Well done, Paul.
Mr. Pina is not ever going to change his life philosophy, but to say that, well, he must, if I do see that Trinidad doing way greater than Tobago in governance, you know.
What Mr. Pina, with all his education, and I'm mortified to know what he was teaching children, but what he fails to realize is Trinidad and Tobago is 60, how much? 63 years old? We are young.
Is a unified state. One can be a colony of the next one.
Correct. We are a young country, still developing, a baby in terms of the independence of the United States and England and Europe and all these different places. Baby. We have a lot of teething problems to go through. While I say that, I mean to say we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We don't need to go through all the mistakes that the bigger countries made. We could cut and paste. But we are a young country, right? But some things I did agree with him with is that this split has damaged the confidence in the citizens of Tobago for a long time, and we would see that in the elections to come. Nobody would trust and not just Tobago, Trinidad too, because this, as far as my opinion is, we keep saying we want new blood, but look at what new blood does. New blood is uncertainty. New blood is chaos. New blood is not being structured. New blood is no discipline to keep your feces in house. You understand? So I am skeptical now of giving new blood the opportunity, because it could last a year, and I waste my time, I waste my vote, and I have to go back to the polls and all this stuff. You understand? So it has damaged the confidence in me, given the opportunity for quote unquote new blood. Right?
Not all
new
political
partners
marriage
in
is good marriage, is what I would say. Be careful of who
All
you're
right.
getting the political marriages
Yeah.
with.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, caller.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah, I find this very interesting. Actually, it's kind of exciting, if I may use that term, to see that how it is that our constitution is being showed its various inputs. Question is that I haven't or can't recall any country in the recent past, or probably later on, whereby you have the head of state being independent and his administration all being independent. And how I view it is that usually when you have a party, besides the normal electoral process, whereby the body of persons are able to hold their leaders to account, the problem with being an independent, that person is not held to account by any party itself outside of the constitution process. So you have 14 or 16 individuals, right? Maybe under the chief secretary, but outside of that, who's holding them account outside of their individual input? And it may raise the issue of being ethical because the persons would have voted for a party rather than an individual. So if they had voted for an individual, you would have gone up as an independent, right? But you went on a political, you went on the slate of a party. So I think it's ethically that you put yourself before the people again and let them make that decision whether it is that you want you. And if they choose to stay within office as they are now, then it is, I can see it being an advantage to them rather than a disadvantage, because they may have persons and be a bit discontented by their actions. In light of the allegations being led against Farley Augustine with the association with contractors and stuff, it will be to the advantage of Mr. Watson Duke in terms of showing that. Right? So that's my input on it.
Just for Mr. Pinal, who's an educator, the Oxford Learner's Dictionary definition of colonizer is as follows: a person who helps take control of an area or a country that is not their own, especially using force, and sends people from their own country to live there. It also can be defined as a process of establishing foreign control over target territories or peoples for the purpose of cultivation. And he's an educator. I don't know.
Or was. All right, so let's continue to take your calls. 222-8255-612-8255. And of course, North Americans toll free 866-525-1099. All right. We are going to chat with Dr. Varnish Jeans come up in the next.
Them students and them.
He's probably what?
He must scar them students and them.
Oh.
As the caller just said, I don't know that he has, Farley Augustine, that is, a continuing moral or ethical mandate to govern, given what's happened. Because you can't presume, pretend that a lot of turmoil has not occurred. And what people were presented with is not what they have now. People were presented with a particular ideal and a particular construct, and they voted en masse for that.
What ideal has changed?
Well, the ideal of a people belonging to a PDP that has espoused it.
Yeah, but the ideal isn't ideals more substantive than the name of your party?
Well, you're not part of the party no more.
Yeah, but ideals are something more substantive than that.
Well, I don't know what your present ideals
may not
are.
have changed.
You have now divorced yourself from the party that you were attached to. And so who are you now? And how am I to know your ideals remain the same
we have some calls
as
coming through.
Good morning.
As they were. Good morning.
Yes, Pinal, go ahead.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's the first time I've said anything about colonialism and having it reimposed and so on. So I'm not, but I'm not responsible for anybody's memory or their intellect. Secondly, when you are a teacher in the system, you don't teach whatever you feel to at random. You teach whatever's on the syllabus. In fact, in the primary school, they have what they call a weekly plan that is actually given, but you have to modify it because all the children wouldn't be the same throughout the thing, right? Throughout the entire system. So but you work around that. You're never on target. You're always ahead or behind or whatever, even with the same level in the same school, because the children, while they say no streaming, it's very tactfully done. And when I did my private lessons, secondary school, I was teaching towards the view to exams. So, nobody's paying for me to discuss all these 412 issues, talk show issues with their children. If they're listening now, well, they will hear it. But these are not really topics for primary school children, or even people who have exams bearing down on them in January. So, I just want to clear that up. People are what he was teaching the children, and he may be. I get that all the time. We work with a syllabus, and you have to submit your records and your forecasts, and of course you're forecasting what's already forecasted, and that kind of thing. So, just to clear that up, we did not have these kinds of adult discussions in that environment. I mean, similarly, when I go to other places, some of it not suitable for children that I was teaching at the time. All right. Let's be sensible about this thing. Thank you.
So
Good morning.
We're taking your calls. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
But I totally agree with Paul this morning. Yes, and I said so earlier, since they were campaigning, when they started to push the head that Farley will be the leader, Duke would be the second man. Duke nobody is to rule Duke. Duke is a man, he has to be the leader. Duke can't be a follower, we knew that. So by pushing, because of what he had on his shoulders, the case in the court and whatever, he pushed himself behind and pushed Farley in front. But really and truly, he knew to himself that he wanted to run the show. But you realize, Farley now is a very kind of, I find him kind of a bit fronting. So I feel that, and we used to use a word long ago, old people would say that you're a little person, but you're biggish. That is how I would refer to Farley, biggish. Talk a lot of things, just like a lot of talk, but I don't feel you have anything solid behind it. And you cannot operate as all of you as independents. So if you do good, what you're going up as after, you're forming a party then to go up for a next election, what mandate you could have as a party, as a collective group to push the vehicle forward. And everybody have their own ideas. And there are already splits in that in among them. And I'm glad all you calling Van has changed, because I heard him talk out already, and I saw lots of videos of the people, and Duke was really the force behind that election, launch his party and push it. So really and truly, I can't see how long they would go on with the Papi show, because they have no direction. Understand? Duke is the man with the direction. But he was second man, and Farley wanted to show that he's the boss. So we'll see, we want to be good, yes. But no, they didn't want to listen. They wanted change. And one time, Mr. Pandey, if he could tell them, he only didn't get exchange, he wanted an exchange Only didn't get exchange, only got small change. Go on. And you, Mr. Richard, you think when you buff me the other morning, ball down on me, you think that you ball me down and ball me out of the station. Don't try that on me. When you think you can get your coffee and you think your nerves riling up, don't try that on me. Right? But now I will let the people call because I will listen to you again. You listening to me?
Where's Strongy?
How Strongy go outside seeing about the dogs? He don't joke that.
See about the what?
His dogs. I'm cleaning up the place.
You see about you already?
Husband. What?
You see about you already?
Long he had the whole night to see about me.
Papa, you.
Right now you letting me catch back my energy.
You had a real good dream.
Clearly.
Because by the time 8 o'clock you tired and sleepy and you go in your bed.
You had a whole night to see about she, yes, Papa, you.
Oh,
all right.
Zena.
Yeah, all right, I have plenty. Yeah.
Zena, you hear me? Like Strongy colonized you last night, you.
Oh, there's you.
I feel Strongy colonized you last night.
Oh, God. Anyhow, as Steve say, I have plenty calls on the line.
Yeah, I have some calls here.
All right, okay. I'll call back again.
All right.
Later.
Good morning. Good morning.
Sir, volume 1. Good morning.
Morning.
I like that response that Mr. Pinar gave. However, I'm sure all of you all, or some of you all would know, just last week or week before, Alexa, volume 1. Just last week or week before, a teacher in the United States lost his job for getting into a conversation with the students that white people were there first, and they are the superior race.
Mr. Pinar, don't fail to realize that I know that teachers interject their personal views in the lessons all the time.
Exactly my point that I'm trying to make, Paul Richards. The syllabus is one thing.
Yeah, you go primary and secondary school, okay?
But I went to school, and the amount of things I learned from my teacher, positive.
That's not on the syllabus.
Not on the syllabus. You understand? I could go through the list. I learned a lot of rude joke from a female.
You feel like going to answer Mr. Pinar with that nonsense?
You understand? So nobody tell him anything, but I will tell him something. There's a lot of things that children learn that's not on the syllabus from the teacher.
Teachers inject the personal philosophy in lessons very often.
Yes, the amount of teachers lose a job this year alone in the United States for racist statements to black students and stuff like that. You will tell me about syllabus? Have a nice day, gentlemen.
All right. Thank you. Good morning, caller.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Paul, you remind me my wife this morning, buddy.
What?
Afraid of what? I'm frightened to let you go further.
Well, just remember, smart things just come out of dumb people's mouth and dumb things just come out of smart people's mouth. You're not making a good point. But one word, we jump on that, and now the whole show is about colony. The whole show is about colony.
The whole show is not about colony.
I just said, the man making a point, but I think he should have used a better
You can't use a word like colonizer with me and think I'm going to let it slide.
They need consultation or they need guidance. But you know what? Tobago and Trinidad and everybody else in the world, they like it the way it is. They like it.
What you have admitted to this morning is your wife know how to win an argument.
Exactly. You pull out the Oxford Dictionary, you know. You pull out the Oxford Dictionary and you start to hit the character now, or he's an educator.
Well, I am a debater.
But the other sticks to the point. The point is, Tobago is really, they like it how it is. Leave them. Leave them just so. That is all. Same thing with Trinidad. You like ketchup and mustard, leave it so. Well, 2% or 20% of the country like it, so leave it so.
Well, ketchup, mustard, and relish now.
What relish?
The green.
You can't taste the relish. It's barely there.
I don't know that.
Relish come like shark in a shark and bake now. You can barely taste it. It's all over.
You buying your shark and make partner?
Oh, bacon shark. Sorry, whichever one. That's our next debate, right? Don't correct me. Don't correct me.
We hold on to that one. We don't go off on it now for you.
Let me see.
All right.
Have a good day. Be safe yourself.
Thanks, buddy. Good morning. Hello.
Yes, morning to you great men.
Morning.
I just want to say that Tobago is due for an awakening. And because it was not happening, we may see the resignation from the PDP as beneficial to the 14 who are there right now who became independent. But what has happened is that Watson Duke has made the people of Tobago realize, even though they were 6 feet tall, they were still drowning in 4 feet of water. Watson Duke has made them to realize all they needed to do is stand up. And that battle continues. We are waiting to see what happens in 2023.
All right. 7 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock news, at the top of the hour, all courtesy Champlain Auto Services. We continue to take some of your calls, 222-8255, 612-8255, and toll-free North Americans. Yep, got a toll-free number for you, 866-525-1099, all right? Good morning to Oliver Man Warren and Miss Ingrid. All right, thank you so much for just a message on our board. All right, so we continue to take some calls. Of course, next hour, we will chat with Dr. Varnes James. Yeah, so we'll take your calls. Gentlemen?
So 222-TALK, 222-8255. I've been still taking your calls. North Americans, 866-525-1099.
Mm-hmm.
I see that the editorial in today's Trinidad and Tobago Guardian is referencing that the ethical thing to do for Farley Augustine and entourage is to probably go back to the pools. I'm kind of summarizing the editorial, but that's generally the direction in which it leans.
Yeah. Yes, we're talking about Tobago. Good morning.
We're talking about Tobago.
Who's that? My mother-in-law?
If that's your mother-in-law. That's my mom's.
My mother-in-law,
yes, that is Mr. R's mother-in-law, yes.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mrs. R.
Good morning, sugar pie. Oh my gosh, my back around hurts these days.
Sorry about
dying. Huh?
How are you?
I'm good. No, I'm not good. I'm not good. My back around hurts. I'm real excruciating pain. So, I'm there though. I'm working from home today. So, I just called earlier because, well, obviously, I now boot up, honestly, to start 8 o'clock on the dot, and I'm sending my love to you all. What you all talking about this morning?
Tobago and the resignation.
Mom just said we talk about Tobago.
Farley Augustine and group.
Oh, Steve was not talking. Steve is the worst, I tell you, the worst. Oh my God. Anyhow, I just say laughing and all giving me a lot of pain, so I don't want to laugh. So I just want to send my love in. I just like to make sure as I start the day, I tune in to you all when I'm going to town. Then I definitely tune in from 6 o'clock, sorry. But like now, when I work from home, I'll tune in 8, so I'm locked on listening. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart, and have a good day, okay? So, because I can't talk much about today, I just open my eyes, honestly.
All right.
Is that okay, Mr. Khan?
I'm not saying a word.
Oh, okay. Well, anyhow, so all my love. See how Christmas going, your girl? I didn't even start no Christmas shopping yet. Oh, God.
Remember, I wanted the Samsung S22. I remember that.
I hear you, Papa. I know you have a secret Santa who's going to finish you. You do, darling. Where's Ball? Where's she from?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Who is Bola? Good morning. Good morning. What's her name? Miss Maloney Dudu.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and special good morning to Zena too. I seem to like Zena. I like Zena's personality too. So hopefully someday I'll see my family now. So under the blanket too. So.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right. We'll talk again, guys. Bye.
Yeah. Have a good one.
You take care.
Rich, bye-bye, sir.
Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah. So we'll take your call. Oopsie. Yeah. You have a couple of minutes. Get to take your calls. 222-8255, 612-8255. Toll free North Americans, 866-525-1099.
Oh, holy night.
Oh, geez. I like the original version.
The stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth.
You done?
For now,
Continue.
yeah.
Good morning. Good morning, caller.
Buenos días, ¿cómo estás?
Hello?
Yes, morning.
Morning. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
We're hearing you. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, but I no receive a call.
What?
Oh, well, I don't know. We are taking calls on a radio station.
Oh, okay then.
All right.
Have a good day.
Take care, buddy. That was not from me. Good morning.
Hi. Just calling to say good morning to Mrs. R. I love you, darling. You take care and enjoy a wonderful day. This is Miss Maloney.
All right, Dudu.
The love boat.
All right, we'll take your call. Continue to take your calls.
Don't worry, Steve. You take your call now.
You think so?
Since he got elected, he wasn't taking your call. You started taking calls now.
No, but that is true. Right
Remember
up to the day before the elections.
When they needed us, take a call, you know.
I called Farley Augustine. I didn't get him. He called me back. And now, since he's taken up the position, we have called Farley Augustine many times.
You
But
take your
what
call now.
the answer? I am not going to call him. Let's take this call before I head up to news. Morning.
Hi, guys. Morning. Carol here.
Hey, morning, Carol.
Haven't called in a while. I'm just calling to say hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
You went on your vacation as yet?
No, not yet. But Steve, what is that snake oil thing you keep talking about?
When you went to the shop and you're walking back and you step on a snake?
Me?
Yes.
No, that was not me.
Who it was?
I don't know. I
heard it was you.
No.
And you started scamper and all kind of thing.
No. That was not me. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's the story you're sticking with.
Yes, that's the story, and I'm sticking with it.
All right.
And I'm just saying hi. Love you all.
All right, Carol. Take care.
Bye.
All right. Let's get into our 8 o'clock news brief on courtesy Champlain Auto Services.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
Progressive Democratic Patriots Watson Duke said Monday's mass